What is up, everybody? Caleb here. I have a pretty decent amount of people send me questions asking about how to study the Bible more effectively. I have one video out about some of my thoughts on that, so you can go check that out if you haven't. If you go to the channel, you should be able to find it there. But I'm going to make a few more videos, that's the plan at least, going into a bit more specific details about it. I'll be upfront with you guys in this video. We're going to talk about one specific thing, one consideration I think that you should probably make early on in your Bible study habits, or if you're having troubles or difficulties, one thing that you should probably think about. One thing I always say, and I'm going to say it again right here, is these are based a lot on my thoughts and opinions, so never take what I have to say as just solid law. Listen to what God has to say. Now hang with me for a second. I'm going to give you an example here that's going to take a few minutes, but I'll get to the point later in the video. So I am an education student, hoping to be a teacher in the next few years, and I've also been blessed with the opportunity to be employed as a tutor for several years. I'm not currently tutoring, but through my education classes and through my experiences tutoring, I have learned that what I guess I'll call varied instruction is a really important element of learning. So what I mean by varied instruction is a teacher might instruct something in a classroom in a variety of different ways because everybody learns differently. Now, to demonstrate this, I want you guys to play a little game with me. It'll be fun, okay? This has probably happened in your life, maybe not, but imagine somebody asking you for directions to somewhere. How would you get them to that place? To keep things nerdy, let's assume you're giving people directions to Peach's castle. You could pause the video if you want. Some of you might have given those directions by saying, you're going to go a quarter of a mile down Dixie Street, and you're going to make a left at downtown New Donk City, and you're going to follow that road until you hit State Road, blah, blah, blah. Some of you might say, well, you see the big dinosaur eggs with the green dots on them, and that's when you know you're going to be close. At that stop sign, you make a right, and you're going to go until you see a body of water. You're going to go up over a bridge, and Peach's castle should be on the right. Some of you might take a piece of paper and draw out a little map with some lines, and maybe you'll label them and say, okay, you'll go down here and you'll see this, and you'll use the map to show them. And some of you might do like me, who's not gifted with directions, and awkwardly point and be like, if you see that right there. And I also tend to draw the little maps. That's kind of what would help me, which is the next point I'm going to get to. If you think about how you would give directions to somebody else, there's a good chance that the way that you give them directions is the way that if they were to give you directions, it would be most helpful for you. The problem is, and one thing I take into consideration when I make these videos and do other types of instructions, is that the way that I learn best might not be the way that you learn best, and vice versa. So this is how this relates to studying the Bible. If you are new to studying the Bible, I would say that there's a pretty good chance that all of the different ideas you have about doing this are based off of observations you've had of other people. Maybe you have a mom or a parent who always goes to their chair first thing in the morning and sits and studies, or goes in their room. They have a prayer room or something along those lines to have their quiet time. Maybe they listen to worship music and then read and highlight a ton. Maybe you have a friend that highlights a ton. Maybe you have friends that go to the coffee shop. So if you're new to studying the Bible, there's a good chance you're going to want to mimic what you see other people doing, because it's like, oh yeah, I've seen Bible study, this is how this works. And a lot of times you might start doing those things and realizing, I'm not really getting this. Here's what you got to keep in mind. The Bible is a foundational book inspired by an unchanging God, so it is rock solid, but we're living in a world full of unique individuals. So the way that one person studies most effectively might be different from somebody else. And I personally think that that's beautiful and pretty cool that God can have this foundational book that reveals the same principles and stuff to people, but that their minds work differently and that they can study in different sorts of ways. What I would recommend for you, here's my recommendation, if you're having trouble studying the Bible, or if you're new to studying the Bible, think, if you can, about when you have the most mental energy and what types of things help you to focus the most, maybe in even other subject areas. And maybe you don't know this about yourself, so maybe you will have to try different things out to discover what works best for you. For me, personally, I'll give an example for me. I like to get up in the morning and drink my coffee and then study the Bible. So you could try like quiet time in the morning. Maybe you focus best at night. You could try that. Some people study better in a public setting. It helps them to not be distracted by everything in their home. Some people have the most mental energy exactly when they are at home. You might just need to adjust the time or the way. Maybe you need a visual Bible. Maybe you should try a Bible app or listening through the Bible app, etc., etc. So think about what works best for you in other areas, maybe doing homework or work of any other form, and try to find a place and a time in which you feel mentally strong. Try to commit yourself to giving those a chance, and if you need to adjust certain things to help you focus better, then you can go ahead and do that. Now, I realize this video wasn't extremely specific. It's just kind of an intro thing to keep in mind, but I am going to record videos that talk more about how to find a specific Bible version, or maybe some videos about how to, if you're just beginning reading, where you should start reading, or how to maybe dive into more detail in the Bible. So stay tuned for stuff like that. If you have any questions, talk to me in the comments below. If you want to keep talking with the community and with me, you can look in the description. We have a Discord server where we can all chat, and there's different tabs about accountability and stuff like that. I love you guys very much. I'm praying for you. Thank you so much to all of the patrons that help to support this channel. It means a lot to me. I love you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next video.